I thought I unmuted myself, but thank you so much for having me.
Can you do a bit of introduction about yourself and where you work and a bit about your background, how you get to where you are at the moment?
Yeah, absolutely. So, to focus on the stream here, my name's Marino Wijay. I'm in Canada, so I'm a Canadian. I've lived here all my life, but at the same time, I'm a traveler. Like I travel a lot, and I have been for the last 10 years. I mean, with the exception of this rough 2 year period where we didn't really do much travel at all. A lot of my different roles that I've had over that last decade just took me a lot of different places, and it continues to, allow me to do so. At the same time, I'm also a developer slash platform advocate at a company called Solo.io, and the company focuses in on application networking for very modern workloads and even workloads that have existed over the last decade as well. What I'm referring to is if you're playing with Kubernetes today or you run cloud environments, we offer up application networking for that. So that's what Solo does. And then outside of that, I've also got some initiatives and projects that I work on. So one, I actually am an ambassador for a little community called EddieHub. EddieHub is really about open source, collaboration, and community before you actually get to that code point. Because, one of the more driving aspects of the community is how you work together and how you support each other. So, I'm excited to be an ambassador of that and happy to kind of help bring folks into the open source world. And then I'm also an organizer for a conference called KubeHuddle, which is happening in approximately 2 weeks. So, there's still a lot of planning going on behind the scenes. There's a lot of running around just to make sure that we are checking off those items on our checklist to make sure we have a successful event. So that's a bit about me. At the same time, I love technology. So I've been in the tech space for about 2 decades now, just doing a lot of different things. And, right now in this part of my career, I focus more on working with the community, getting out there, delivering talks, not just about tech, but to what Rashid mentioned earlier around elements of burnout and imposter syndrome and, how to make sure that you employ empathy everywhere you go when you operate in this community. So thank you for giving me that opportunity to introduce myself, Rashid.
All right. Thank you, Rashid. So yeah, I think it's already visible on the screen maybe. My name is Manasseh and I am an SRE currently at Zapier. So Zapier is an automations company that help companies automate their tasks for some of their processes. I finished from FUT, Niger State, Mina, and that was where my passion for computer and like the whole journey into the SRE began. I'm a computer engineering graduate, and I would say my journey into this whole tech space started as early as 200 level when we were introduced to C. And I think from there, I started working on C and playing around with C, then transitioned into C++, then played around with C++ a little bit before moving into web. So from web, that was where I think the main thing happened, because I went and did my IT with a company in Abuja, and I was a full stack developer then. I was on Python then, and that was where I met the company's sysadmin at that point. And we had an interaction and everything. And after a while, I realized, this guy's work is really, really cool. I want to know more of what he's doing. He was handling the company's deployments. He was the one in charge of rolling out releases and making sure everything about the company was up. The guy's name is Frank, and so I think that was where the whole DevOps journey fully started. And I came across an internship from Demos. So yeah, I think Demos is a big part to my career. Demos gave me the platform I needed to learn to grow as a DevOps engineer, and that was where I think most of my experience and most of my solidifying as a DevOps engineer began and more took place. So I think the Demos team was really, really helpful. Demos is, if you don't know Demos, is a DevSecOps company, and here I am today, is Zapier DevOps engineer.
So yeah, thanks for having me. My name is Ejidiong Asiko. I often go by Didi, which is a short version of a Gideon because my name can be quite hard to pronounce. So I work as a senior developer advocate. I really started out my career as an Android developer. And then I've like made a couple of switches since then. Because honestly, one thing I truly believe in is being okay. I mean, taking leaps to change your career path, right? Like even if you started as an Android developer, it doesn't mean that your path should end as an Android developer. You could always make a switch. So I switched from like Android, and then did a bit of like web development in between of my career, and then eventually transitioned to the cloud native space in like 2021, I think, around 2021 thereabout. And it's been a journey, right? Like lots of learnings, identifying new things. But then I would say that one great thing was that there's like a strong cloud native community. There were people willing to like help you out. There was like content out there to help you understand. There was a CNCF as well, which also had like resources and people together just to make like your whole journey into the cloud native and like Kubernetes ecosystem a lot easier. I mean, of course, nothing's really easy, but it just makes it like a lot easier to also access people to ask questions and just like find resources. So, yeah, that's what brought me here. It's been like a great journey so far, and I'm excited to see what next or where next life takes me to.
Sure. So my name is Prathamesh. I work at Last9 as a developer evangelist. I'm part of the developer team here. And I've been part of Last9 for around 3.5 years. I started as an engineer, then managed the team for building one of our products as well. Eventually started into the developer evangelist team. And the reason for that was like I like speaking, I like talking, I like writing, and that's how I became a part of the evangelism team. But essentially, my current role means I write a lot, I speak a lot, and talk to a lot of people. That's why I'm here, I think, and would love to talk more about high cardinality and how it is affecting the DevOps ecosystem.
Hello, my guy. So yeah, my name is Jiratnan Domnan, aka Devin96 online. So wherever you see like a monitor Devin96, really me. And I think expert, like Rashid said, is probably cutting it way too close. I wouldn't say expert. I'd say more like I enjoy what I do. So if anyone knows me, you know I enjoy writing Rust. I enjoy working with backend. I enjoy doing systems. So currently, I'm a Rust backend engineer working for Lumikovo, based in Munich, Germany.
So my name is Frederick Harper. You can call me Fred. I've been in tech for 22 years now. Yes, I'm old. The first part of my journey, I was a software developer for the first 10, 11 years. I've done like web development, mobile development, standalone, played with different technology. And for the last 11, 12 years now, I'm doing developer relations. So I like to call myself the friendly, approachable, technical, social face of the company. And my job is to help people being successful. I've worked at companies like Microsoft, Mozilla, NPM, DigitalOcean, Fitbit, and right now I'm in a startup called KubeFirst. And what we build is an instant GitOps platform for people wanting to have like a production-ready cluster built in minute with all the management tools and all the application tools you want to have on your cluster. So this is the short, long history about what I've been doing for the last couple of years and where I am right now.
So I've always been based in the UK. I've always been based in England, and I went to college like probably everyone did from a UK perspective. Very, very lucky in that light. And from there, I realised, and we're talking at least 20 years ago, but don't tell anyone else how old I am. So I started off at college, found a love and an interest into IT, computers, etc. Started building my own at home, then went into that whole building computers for Cambridge University in Cambridge, and then progressed there into a help desk role, then into a systems administrator role, then working for a reseller on the help desk again. But my focus has always been around IT ops, systems administration, keeping the lights on, backup and data protection, which is where I am now. So I work for a company called Veeam Software. I've been here for 8 years now. I was very much the storage expert, if you will, when I first joined the team. I'm now in the office of the CTO, where I focus on cloud native and open source initiatives. And really my last 2-3 years have been focused around Kasten, which is specifically focused around Kubernetes backup. So cloud native backup and the data services, stable workloads within that. And obviously from that perspective, we're talking all things cloud native, we're talking all things DevOps at that point as well, and how people have evolved from the sysadmin on the IT ops side, but they still have that responsibility around data and bringing that into the modern world of DevOps, of cloud native, and making sure that we're looking after that that data. So yeah, that's where I am. So I'm very much from the IT ops perspective. The other part. So one of the things that I started, as Rashid mentioned, was around 90 days of DevOps.